All right. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing well.
Sup, bro daddies?
Yeah. It's Friday night again, so we're going to be taking a look through, we're going to be taking a look back on comics history lane. We're going to be going back to October, be starting our coverage of October 1938, in which we're going, looking at comics that went on sale in October of 38, which are of course our main coverage will be DC this week. So I just saw something. Oh, hey Rick, how you doing? I just cross got Rick. How you doing, man? All right, and it hasn't come up. And thank you for the share. And I do appreciate you guys for the likes and
Good to see you,
shares.
Cross Comics.
Yep. Let's see. And since you made me one on yours, Rick, when you next comment, you'll have a little surprise. So. Anyways, so tonight, as I said, we're going to be looking at. Hopefully you can stick around a bit because we're going to be looking. We're going to be looking. Now I know what I had already said, but I have when I was doing some research earlier, I realized that. So tonight we're going to be looking through DC Comics. We'll be going over. As I said, we'll be going over Action Comics number 6, Detective Comics 21, time permitting as well, Adventure Comics 32, and More Fun number 37. We'll be basically looking at the comics that went on sale from DC in October of 38, and including what I discovered earlier tonight. Jimmy Olsen's first appearance. Granted, not his first named appearance, as it were, but his first appearance.
No, what's his name?
Jimmy Olsen.
No, but what do they call him?
Office Boy in this story.
Oh, Office Boy, yeah. Is he going to dance for us, the Office Boy?
Ooh. I don't know, but
I'm being a little facetious, Mike. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, let's see. So, and we do have 3 people in here, so that's good. So before we get started, Batgoat, was there anything you wanted to say or do?
I guess other than what I told you is just I'm still freezing, and right now, hey, Toys is here. So since Toys is here, let me say I owe this from last week. So this is the temporary of the trophy that's still being constructed. So this is what you get for lulz last week, and then the actual temporary trophy is here. So we are playing. Mm-hmm. Good to see you. I do have Hangman is here, and I have a word in mind. In fact, I'm going to write that down right now because I haven't been watching the news. I just know that the subject of Hangman is just always.
Well, Batgoat, did you see Action's latest comment?
Oh, love the hat. All right. It's the Boathouse Brothers. Thanks for saying that. If next time you're in Prior Lake, go ahead and drop by the Boathouse Brothers in downtown Prior Lake. Pick yourself up some nice merch. I just looked on the website. He doesn't have merch listed on there. I'm going to talk to Josh. He runs it for Kevin and see if he puts Boathouse merch up on the website. I'll let you guys know because it's cool stuff.
All right, so let's see. We're coming up on 5 minutes. We do have a little bit of a group here, so I'm going to go ahead and probably get started right away. So we're going to go through some notes first real quick. Let's see. The truckers' protest.
Honk for freedom, baby. Honk for freedom. I can't believe that guy running your country, what he's doing to them.
Oh, he even tried to tell him, time to go home.
He's got cops raiding and busting him. Man, he is a yikes. Anyways, so okay, I have a 6-letter word. A 6-letter word for Hangman when we start playing.
All right. So, anyways, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to look at some notations here. First off, these are some notations from Action Comics number 6, Superman. Jimmy Olsen is not identified by name in this issue, but is only seen as an office boy.
Office boy.
He is not addressed as Jimmy until Superman number 13. The last name Olsen is provided in Superman number 15. Jimmy next appears in Action Comics number 10. So as office boy again. The earliest Superman stories, including this one, were set in Cleveland. Later, without explanation, the setting would change to Metropolis. Now, Cleveland, the reason Cleveland is such a big thing here is because Cleveland was the hometown of Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. Journalistic Ethics, 1938. Lois Lane goes out on a date with Clark Kent and slips him a knockout drug. Oh boy. Can you imagine something like that happening today? That would be criminal. Flipping a rupee.
Yeah, that's not so cool these days, is it?
Nope. Of course, back then they were just looking to knock him out, not do anything more.
Yeah. They say like slip him a Mickey, but there was really no such thing back then. They didn't.
And this is part of the reason why I said I was going to cover the Zatara story right here. This is Tigress's fourth clash with Zatara. She last appeared in Action Comics number 3, and prior to that in Action Comics number 1, which referred to an earlier encounter between the two. Tigress will return next issue. So Tigress is basically Zatara's arch enemy, and then the trivia here: Zatara, writer, artist Fred Guarnier is also credited as Gene Baxter on his Pep Morgan story in this issue. So there's that. Let's go to Detective Comics Volume 1, number 21. I'll just look through the notes there real quick.
I just drew a picture of Jimmy Olsen, the office boy.
I'll take a quick look at that once I get to the point I'm trying to get to.
Sorry.
Oh, you said you drew a picture, so I thought maybe you
it's a stick figure. It's dumb. I was just doodling on the side, so I have to tell you.
Yeah, today was the worst by the Cross Comics there, Rick. He's also up in that same area that
up near Toys, up in Ottawa. Yeah.
So.
Man, that's gotta stink, man.
And here's
is that right? Did you see that little trivia tidbit by Cross?
It was only the hometown of Jerry Siegel. Joe Shuster was born in Toronto. Oh yeah.
Didn't know that. I thought they were from Chicago.
Yeah. And the police are falling right into the trap of looking like the bad guys. Then protester responds. Reprisals will be cheered by the people.
No, every time Trudeau's talking now, he's getting booed horribly because he's a horrible person.
I'm about 6 hours away from Ottawa. Okay. All right. So, anyways, here's one of the quotes that we'll see when we read the Slam Bradley story. Something big's doing. I can sense that all night, but I seem so. We'll be reading that more though when we get to we actually start reading. So we're just going to go through some notes here, and then we'll get into the articles.
We got no problem with the Slam Bradley story.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
I do always say you're from Ottawa. Action. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. The location of the opening of this issue's Slam Bradley story is not identified, but Slam and Shorty proceed from their penthouse hotel suite to the steamship docks with no apparent delay, implying that they sailed from New York City. That, and then that now one of the things we have to kind of mention here with Adventure Comics, of course, as I get to it. Is that starting with this issue, number 32, it's Adventure Comics for the rest of its run. Prior to this, of course, from issues 12 to 31, it was called New Adventure Comics, and the first 11 issues were called New Comics. So, and I'm sure we'll see that again in the notes down here when. Okay, so
And who makes Action Comics?
Well, Action Comics, Detective Comics, are all Detective Comics Incorporated.
Okay. And Adventure Comics is what's under what we consider
Yeah.
DC?
Yeah. Basically, all the comics we're doing tonight are all properties of Detective Comics or properties.
Okay, I get that.
Action, adventure, more fun, and detective. They're all
okay. That's under the same umbrella. Okay, I get that now.
Yeah,
I get it now. Cool.
Well, remember, I do these a lot of times by company. So when I order,
and there's a lot of them. It's just easier for me to try to group them together somehow.
Yeah. So just saying, action, detective, adventure, and more fun are all Detective Comics Incorporated.
Okay.
Or as we call it,
should be able to remember action and adventure that fall under that. Then that'll probably stick out in my head.
Yeah, as we call it today, DC Comics. So, now.
Honestly, of all the people here watching the show, or of most Americans, I probably know more about Canada than a lot, being where I'm from and where I live, and I've gone up there quite a bit. But it's Canada. We don't know how Canada works. We're Americans.
Well, it's funny. You have a selection of the population here in America that's trying to make us more like Canada.
Yeah. They're just making fun of me for being dumb. I'm like, yeah, from Ottawa. And they're like, both of them, they're like, no, I live quite a bit of ways from Ottawa.
And of course, this is the first issue for the Flying Fox. Now, this is from what I've read, this is a different flying. Like there was a Flying Fox who was involved in, I think, in All-Star Squadron, but it's different than the Flying Fox that's featured here. The Flying Fox featured here is a pilot, just simply a regular pilot. You may read his story a bit here, time permitting. But there was another Flying Fox who was part of the All-Star Squadron who basically was a Native American who had, through I think some kind of amulet or something, had the power to fly. So, all right. So with all that being done and said, let's go ahead and now make our way to the actual comics and read them. And I've changed it. I was announcing last night that I was going to do Slam Bradley and Zatara, but then when I saw earlier that this was actually the first issue for Jimmy Olsen's appearance.
Yeah, the fabulous office boy.
Let me see. Let me just shrink this down a little bit, make it a little more manageable to get through this part here until I can.
If Woody shows up, I'll show off the shirt. But I don't think these guys know Tug.
Huh? Oh, did you message Tug, by the way, that you were?
No, I didn't. I'll have to do that once it warms up and I can stand to sit in front of my computer.
Action.
In fact, I got to work on sending my daughter a video. I sent it 2 days ago. She's like, I got the email, but I didn't see anything attached. I didn't see any video. I'm like, it's an attachment. You know, Tug Cross, if you've been in the chat, then if you're familiar with the chat, I'm wearing a shirt from his chat.
Tug is that umbrella? Yeah, that's who he is. Tug is that umbrella guy.
I mean, he's the reason why I'm here. Like, he started everything. We love Tug. Tug's our guy.
Well, yeah, that's how I met Batgoat.
From Tug's chat, he used to do a lot more streams. It was fun, a lot of fun in those chat rooms, or in his chat.
Yeah, but he hasn't been doing streams of late. He's been going on Flash's streams, and he still will do his. He'll still do videos, but
yeah, I don't watch. The Flash stream is on Saturday nights. I don't watch that.
Yeah. But anyway, we can talk more about that later.
Okay, cool.
64 pages of thrilling adventure. Now, mind you, remember, as we've always said, I go by the on sale date as opposed to the cover. The cover date here is November 1938. I usually go by the on sale date. So, Wing Brady, who is kind of a Foreign Legion pilot in More Fun Comics, who was there pretty much since their beginning. Vincent Sullivan is the editor here. So here's the Superman story. So, and we'll punch it to make it a little easier to read. All right, so here we go. Superman, the amazing adventures of the strongest man on Earth. So I hope you're all ready for this. By Jerome Siegel and Joe Shuster. Dedicated to assisting the helpless and oppressed is a mystery man named Superman. Possessing super strength, he can jump over a 10-story building, leap an eighth of a mile, which we talked about. Of course, that was before they decided to have him fly instead of leap.
Mm-hmm.
Run faster than an express train, lift tremendous weights, and crush steel in his bare hands. His amazing feats of strength become more apparent day after day. Newspapers headline his activities with ever increasing regularity. You see all the newspaper. Let's see. Superman smashes munitions ring. Mystery Man of Steel reappears. Superman wars on injustices.
Boy trapped in refrigerator eats own foot. Oh no, that's not there.
Entire town saved by Superman. Let's see.
There's a sale at Penny's.
Yeah, especially assigned to track down all Superman news is Clark Kent, meek ace reporter of the Daily Star. Now remember, the early Superman stories, his newspaper was called the Daily Star, not the Daily Planet. That would come later. Some people say that these stories happen on a Earth 2A, which is an alternate Earth 2 from the main one that most people know of that had the Justice Society and all that in
Well,
there.
that's kind of reaching, isn't it? Can you prove that, or is that just people speculating?
Well,
or is it just an easier way to set up how to explain things?
Yeah, I think it is. I think in that particular case, because, well, they had actually established the multiverse years later, Earth 1 and Earth 2.
Yeah.
But the thing was that I think while Siegel and Shuster were still doing the Superman stories for DC, they were setting it in Cleveland. And then at some point later, without no explanation, the stories were. We read this note in a few minutes ago where they the setting was without explanation changed from Cleveland to Metropolis. So
yeah, Okay.
So I think that's how they explain it these days. They never explained it back then why that was, but I think that's the speculation people have today as to how
It
that.
just was. It all just happened at the same time, basically.
Right.
Okay.
One day, Clark receives astonishing news when summoned before his editor. Kent, meet Nick Williams, Superman's personal manager. What? Kent's hand had been toying with an ashtray. Oh boy. Under his under his startled increased grasp, it twists into a shapeless pulp. Amazing. Amazing? Not at all. For in reality, Clark Kent is Superman. You're Superman's manager? That's absurd. Not at all. I have a contract from him giving me sole commercial rights to his name. You mean he's consented to have his name used to acquire commercial royalties? Exactly. And believe me, the cash is pouring in. I've come here to make a deal. The more Superman news you print, the better it is for both of us. Well, I'll guarantee to give you news of his exploits before he pulls them, if you'll print it. Sounds like a bit of a scam, doesn't it, Batgoat?
A little bit. Used car salesman there.
Look at how he's dressed too.
Yeah, and he's got the smarmy smile with his eyes shut.
Look at it. So some of you might, if for those of you who watched Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego back in the early '90s on PBS, if you happen to watch that,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys would, those of you who are Canadian got that up in Canada, but this is kind of the Vic the Slick kind of character right here, the kind of con man, used car salesman kind of guy.
Sure. Yeah.
What do you think of the proposition? I'm sorry. What do you think of the proposition, Kent? How do we know Williams can do what he claims? You doubt me, huh? Well, I'll show you. 5 o'clock, just in time. What's he up to? Search me. Good afternoon, kids. Everywhere. Today, crackle. Your favorite energy building breakfast food takes. Oh, today crackles. Okay, I thought that was actually a sound the radio was making, but
I get it now too.
Your favorite energy building breakfast food takes pleasure in presenting the first of a new astounding radio adventure program series entitled Superman, which will come to you every day at this time. Great Scott! What an idea! You think that's something? Look out the window. Use Superman gasoline for superpower.
Hmm.
Look at how they're advertising him here. Look at how they're advertising him here, huh?
Yeah, they went all in
By
there.
the way, in retrospect, this story was called "The Man Who Sold Superman."
Okay.
Um, Good Lord, what next? Take a gander at that billboard over yonder. The Superman very
Dreamline.
streamlined special.
Streamline. Yeah,
Yeah. Even though that looks like an A right there.
it does.
Yeah. The way they wrote stuff back then, huh? The way
Yeah.
their penmanship. America's favorite automobile. I've also licensed Superman bathing suits, costumes, physical development exercisers, and more, and movie rights, to name a few. Why, I've even made provisions for him to appear in the comics. Kind of a reversal of things, huh? Here, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
You, now, that right there is an example of breaking the fourth wall. Batgoat, do you know what breaking the fourth wall is?
Yeah, it's when whoever, whether it's comic book character or an actor in the movie, would talk to the camera and say something about what's going on behind the scenes to bring the viewer into what's actually going on.
Basically, they interact with the viewer as if the viewer was right next to him.
Correct. So
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
the fourth wall. You don't talk about it. That's why it's the
Yeah,
fourth
because
wall.
that fourth wall is what separates the world of the fiction and the real world.
Yes, and it can be done very well. Like Smoking the Bandit. It's not the one time in the movie Burt Reynolds, he just looked at the camera, he went, and he smiled and he peeled out in the Trans Am. That's really famous.
Yeah,
It can be
and
done
of
well.
course, on Pokemon too, Team Rocket does it quite a bit. Every now and then too. So, anyways, back to the story here. All very interesting, but how did Superman contact you? He dropped in on me and sprung the proposition. I liked the idea, and we evolved a partnership. Now that's interesting. Now you wouldn't hear it said like that today. Okay. Okay. So back then they said they evolved a partnership. Batgoat. How might that be said today?
We evolved a partnership. Well, today they'd say, yo, we figured let's get busy with this jizzy, and we dotted I's and crossed T's.
Okay, not I didn't necessarily, it wasn't as much asking for a super up to date
Oh,
version.
you don't
But
want to you don't want a street vernacular version? I'm sorry.
well, that was more of a street vernacular version right there. But
No,
like,
that was a Kim Kardashian version. That was really bad.
oh,
I'm sorry for that.
I didn't get that. But
I don't even know. I was just making up. I was being dumb.
yeah, evolved a partnership we might say it as, well, we came to an understanding, or
Sure.
came to an agreement. That'd
Came
be
to an
another way.
agreement. Sure, they would say that. We came to an agreement on this.
Very interesting, if true. You doubt me? Very well. Then would a personal interview with Superman interest you? I should say it would. In fact, I'd like to meet him very much. Fine, I come to my office tonight and I'll arrange your first interview with the strongest man on earth. And there he is, folks, right there in the middle. You see that?
Yeah, yeah, boy, he looks like a little He looks like a little kid there, doesn't he? Looks
Right.
like a little boy.
Outside the editor's door, an inquisitive office boy has been getting an earful. Gosh! Now, mind you, on Earth 2 here, Earth
Here's a
2,
picture I drew.
you notice he looks a little bit different.
Oh yeah, he looks like a little 13-year-old twink.
Well, not just that, but traditionally, when most of us think of Jimmy Olsen, we think of somebody a little older, like maybe late teens, early 20s.
Yeah, 19 or
With,
20.
um,
Dark hair.
well, yeah, red hair, darker
Red hair. You're
as
right.
opposed to
Curly
blonde.
hair.
But here they initially had him as a blonde, and he's not a photographer. He's
No.
not. He's not. He's not even a cub reporter yet. He's an office boy.
No, it's just like I drew the picture, even though it's a stick figure, he's office twink. He's yabo, yummy.
Yeah. So
Sorry, I can't get over the office boy thing. Jimmy's a
well,
redhead. That's right.
well, yeah, well, okay. When I was doing my research, right, when with Jerry and Joe's original concept of him, they had him as a blonde. So even though he's not mentioned by name here, he'll show up later, and his name will be given as Jimmy and then Jimmy Olsen. Yes, the Jimmy Olsen we all probably knew and grew up with was the one who was a redhead. You know, he was also a cub reporter. You know, at different stages, he was a cub reporter, a photographer. But here, he's basically an office boy, and you're right. He looks like he's probably about 12 to 14 there. Of course, remember this is 1938 too.
Yeah, see, he's hanging out with Lois. He's just like he's her little helper. That's all he does.
Let's see what.
I'm joking. She's like, go spy. He's like, okay.
All right. Can you imagine that, Lois? Clark Kent is going to see Superman tonight in person. He is, and so will I.
She's scheming already.
Yeah. Well, we've seen that before from her, though.
True. Well, she roofies him apparently.
Hello, Clark. What? Did I hear correctly? Did you speak to me? Yes. How are you, Clark? But I don't understand. I've been trying to date you for months, and you wouldn't even speak to me. And now, out of the clear blue, flash me the most breathtaking smile I've ever seen. Get it how elaborate the speech is at that point in time. The most breathtaking smile I've ever seen. Very formal, huh? As compared to today.
But then he just unloaded this whole like, I'm a weenie little loser and I'm stalking you, and now you're talking to me. That's not the way to go.
Yeah. It's really quite simple. I've come to my senses. Yeah, right. She's come to her senses. You think that's the case there, Batgoat?
No. She did come to her senses. She knew she had to lie to this dude.
Lie straight through her teeth, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And appreciate you at last. That's all. Will you take me out tonight, Clark, to celebrate it? Gladly. But wait. I just remembered. I've an important assignment for tonight. Do you mean you prefer your assignment to me?
Oh, wow. She starts in already. Wow, Lois. Good for you. Way to play it.
No, not that. I mean, I see you're just as weak and unromantic as ever. Well, in that case, I'll withdraw my offer to.
Lovely woman. Lovely woman.
Wait, don't be hasty. I'll take you out, but first you'll accompany me on my assignment if you don't mind. It won't take long. That'll be splendid. I'll be waiting for you tonight. How easily I. Oh, oh, this is her in her head, I guess.
Yeah. Must
How
be must be lines to a song that was popular back then. See, it's in quotes.
Yeah, maybe. How easily I can twist you around my finger.
I really
Actually,
don't like that.
I think that was a song at some point, but I just
Yeah, she was
don't know
just singing it. Yeah.
in her head.
Yeah.
How easily I can twist you around my finger. I'll be there. How easy you are to convince that I'm putty in your hands.
So he's
He's saying,
basically saying he knows.
yeah. Well, that's the thing too. I think what a lot of people tend, even though they don't, we see it more with his Earth One, the Silver Age version of Superman. But on some level, now maybe it's partly because of his Kryptonian brain or whatever, and the
Mm-hmm.
Kryptonian brain maybe being more advanced than Earth brains.
Mm-hmm.
But somewhere along the line, there's got to be some super intelligence going on there.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they don't really utilize or emphasize that until Earth One because you know people back in the 30s obviously wanted the more He-Man type of Superman,
Mm-hmm.
the brawny guy, But you think about it, he's got to have some level of super intelligence there too, working. That evening, I'm so excited. In a little while, I'll be seeing Superman. If only Clark would hurry. You're on time to the second. It's it's rather early. Let's drop into a let's drop into a nightclub before keeping the appointment. Later, Clark escorts Lois into a famous night spot, unaware of the surprise that is in store for them. Now, I've read the synopsis before, so I kind of know where this is going, but I'm not going to spoil it for you guys.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of know where this is going because I've read the synopsis before. So, um, let's see. So, let me before I continue reading, let me just. No, I don't think. I think what happened, Rick. Reason that, and by the way, you spelled died in that particular context. Died as Dyed,
Dyed.
not Died.
Dyed in the wool.
Yeah, but I think what ended up happening was it had to do more with the Superman serial, or actually it was from the TV show in the 50s, the Adventures of Superman TV series, where they cast can't remember the actor's name. Um, I want to say Jack Grimes, but I don't think it was Jack Grimes. Jack Grimes was the guy who provided the voice of Jimmy Olsen in the Filmation Superman cartoon. I don't. Jack Larson. That's I think who it was. Jack Larson was who portrayed him in the '50s television series. Um, it was from that series that gave us some more of Superman. Now the '50s was kind of a bridging point between Earth 2 and Earth 1 and the transition going from Golden Age, Silver Age. But it was on that series, on the Adventure of Superman TV series, that that they actually cast Jimmy as a redhead. It also gave us the famous line from Perry about about Great Caesar's ghost and don't call me chief. Do you remember those from the Silver Age stories? Those
Yeah.
originally came from the television series. So, anyways, getting back to the story here. Lois, I care for you so much. If you'd only pardon, but the song has ended. The song has ended. They're they're starting the floor. They're starting the floor show. uh, a singer strolls onto the floor, accompanied by tumultuous applause. Thanks, everyone. Tonight I'm going to introduce a song that is sure to be a great hit. Its title, You're a Superman. Swing it, boys. Good heavens. Now they've composed a song about him. This promises to be interesting. You're a, you're a Superman. You can make my heart leap 10,000 feet. You're a Superman, but I'm the one girl who can get under your skin. And I know that's more low male than than female, but I'm doing my best. uh, when you crush me in your arms, oh boy, I must reveal I'm only flesh and blood and not resist resistless resistless steel. You're a Superman. Your ardor strong. Your ardor stronger than a human man. You're a Superman. And when you spring to me, I'm in ecstasy. Someday you're gonna leap to the altar at my feet. Then the whole world will know, 'cause I'll tell all I know. That want 'em to know that you're my Superman. How was that, Batgoat?
That's awesome. That's going to be number 3 on Spotify by tonight. I guarantee you.
That is if we get enough viewers to share it, right?
It could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
Well, I'm glad it was you and not me because I can't sing at all. So
Clark glances sidewise at Lois. We'd, of course, would say sideways.
mm-hmm.
Enthralled by the magic of the song. Her eyes have a distant, charmed look. Probably because she's dreaming of being in that situation that the girl just sang about, right, Batgoat?
Yes, absolutely.
She loves Superman, but hates Clark Kent at this point.
Yeah. She's a bit
At that
superficial.
moment, William's private office. Are you certain asking that reporter to come here was a wise thing to do? Certain? I'm positive. With the newspapers behind us, nothing will be able to prevent our cleaning up. So, Batgo, with that statement, what do you think Mr. Williams' plan is here?
Well, I mean, I'm not spoiling anything. I think it's pretty obvious that this is a fake Superman, and that's why he said it. Superman told me directly, so he's got an imposter Superman. And the guy who's the imposter that he's talking to says, "Do you think it's a good idea to have the reporter here?" The con man, this guy says, "Yeah, sure, it's going to be great. We're going to clean up. We're going to make tons of money on this
Well, right,
scam."
and based on his statement right there, it's almost like what they're trying to do. What he's trying to do here is trying to get the newspapers to legitimize his Superman
Correct.
as the Superman.
So he can make money.
Well, let's continue to see where this goes, huh? Suppose he suspects I'm just an actor, or suppose suppose he suspects I'm just an actor you hired to play the role of Superman. He won't, especially after he witnesses your feats of super strength, which, unknown to him, will be staged tricks. It sure was clever of you to think of this Superman scheme, Nick. I figured that seeing as Superman is probably just a myth, someone might just as well cash in on the publicity. Yeah, it sounds like a definite scam job, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
At the nightclub. Shall we leave? Shall we leave now? Let's have one last drink. When Clark glances away, Lois surreptitiously drops a drug into his drink. Batgoat, I know you're a man of words as I am. Would you like to explain to everybody what surreptitiously means?
Undercover, secretive. She was being secretive, surreptitiously. She's being evil. She's being secretive about it.
Secretive, sneaky.
Correct.
So, I would encourage a lot of people to read these older comics because if for nothing else, it's a great vocabulary lesson, right?
Mm-hmm.
You learn a bunch of words that you hear a lot today, or you don't use a lot today.
It's true.
So that's one of the other reasons why I like doing this is, looking back at how the communication, we talk about word usage here, and when we come up on words that maybe people don't hear as often, we talk about them too.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes, we do. It's good.
All right. Gosh, I'm sleepy. It is warm in here. Fast asleep. My plan worked.
No, your criminal drug worked.
Well, here's the problem, though. This is a woman doing it to a man. So today, in today's world, I don't know if she'd get the book thrown at her like if it was the other way around. If he did it to her, they'd throw the book at him.
Yeah, there's a lot of hypocrisy in today's laws, for sure. Yeah.
But since she did it to him,
correct.
So
it was the same thing with statutory rape. That these women that whatever. It's
the Mary Kay Letourneaus of the world.
Yeah. Yes, correct. You know what I'm saying.
Of the world.
Yeah, the hypocrisy.
Shortly later, she leaves the nightclub alone. Now, to get an exclusive story. Within the club, the supposedly unconscious Kent moves into action. The drug had not affected his nervous system. Double-crossing a pal, huh? Just like a newspaper woman.
I've got a different word. For that.
Oh, yeah? Would you like to share that word, or is that...
No, I wouldn't. It's just I would substitute newspaper woman for a different word, and it wouldn't be nice.
Scheming woman?
How about chick? Just like a chick. Sorry, I apologize for my horrible behavior and language.
Outside the nightclub, he sheds his garments and glasses
I'll be right back.
and
Keep going.
stands revealed in the Superman uniform. An instant later, he is speeding off into the night like a living projectile. Again, not necessarily flying, but running and leaping along the way. And I'm gonna wait for Batgoat to come back because we're just gonna wait for Batgoat to come back just because we're getting to a good part of the story here that I'm sure he's gonna want to see here as this all unfolds. So hopefully I hope everybody's liking the story thus far. I know we're already at 51 minutes, so I'll probably
Keep going, Mike. Keep going. I can hear you, but I'm just off camera, so keep going.
Okay, because I want to make sure you could hear it because we're getting to the meat of the story here. That's why I wanted to wait. Okay, so anyways, all right. There's someone at the door, probably the reporter. Out of the window, quick! And when I give the signal, enter. A girl, but I expected. Clark was called off the assignment. I'm here in his stead. Now, we would usually just say instead. I'm here instead, but back then they would say in his stead. So slightly different way of putting it, but do you expect Superman anytime soon? Or to arrive soon? He should be here at any moment. Okay. Placing his hand behind him, William snaps his fingers. The signal now to go into my act. Superman! I've come as you requested. Is this the reporter who doubts that doubts I've authorized you to be my manager? Yes, but demonstrate some super strength that should banish any doubts that are in our mind. Gladly. Behold, lifting a heavy desk is to me mere child's play. And bending a steel bar, well, I think nothing of it. Are you convinced? No. And I'm going to prove that you're nothing but a pair of fakers.
Faker.
In the first place, this so-called heavy desk is constructed of light cardboard. In the second place, this bar is of aluminum, not steel. And finally, I've already met Superman personally, and so I know definitely that this man is an out and out phony.
All right, Lois.
She's not quite the evil girl now, is she?
Well, she had her reasons for being such a mean girl.
Such a female dog.
Correct.
Maybe the other word is what you were thinking of earlier.
Sure. I don't say it.
And now I'll be leaving your unsavory company. Oh, no, you won't. You know too much. Let go. What do you want of me? You're smart, too smart for your own good, and so we can't afford to let you leave here alive. Help me get her to the window. We've got to throw her to her death. Wow! Wow! I'm laughing because you see how direct that was. He outright admits that he wants to kill her.
Yeah.
That's pretty direct.
Yeah.
Oh, oh boy. But that would be murder.
What part of to her death are you not following?
It's either her life or our chance of making a fortune. We'll call it accidental or a suicide. Huh? A moment later, Lois kicking and screaming figure falls from the window downward toward a horrible crushing death. And of course, they did it right too because they sent her out head first.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what's liable to happen if she makes contact with the ground like that, right? We won't actually describe it, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows what would actually happen.
Yeah.
Superman had arrived in time to see Lois tossed from the window. Good Lord, they're going to kill her. Upward he springs in a great desperate leap.
Splat.
What?
Cross said splat. You were asking the question, what happens when you go on head first?
Well, that's one way of putting it, but I was thinking of something a little more gory. But
splat works just perfectly.
Yeah. For our purposes, we don't want to give people nightmares. Got her. An instant later, cradled in Superman's protective arms, Lois drops safely to Earth. Remain here. There's something I've got to attend to. Did you see that? I thought you said there really wasn't a Superman. I was mistaken. Let's get out of here while we can. As Superman springs through the window, they're no longer here. Quick! Into the elevator. It's our only chance. Superman reaches the elevator just as the metal door clicks shut. I'll soon fix that. Almost effortlessly, he rips the door from its fastenings. What's wrong? I can't understand. I can't understand it. The elevator is rising. In reality, the explanation is simple. Superman has seized the cable and is pulling up the massive elevator, hand over hand. Look at that! Look at you see that Batgoat?
Mm-hmm.
See that? Look.
Sure. Just like he's pulling something in that he just threw in the wire, just reeling it in.
Good gosh, it's him. Get out before I let the car. I'm sorry. Get out before I let the car drop. As they clamber out, the pseudo Superman makes a feeble attempt at resistance, he uppercuts Superman. Take that. And succeeded only in breaking his fist. Oh, my hand. Yeah. Batgoat, have you ever punched steel before?
No, but I've like punched a wall. It hurts. It's not smart.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that's the same experience that the pseudo Superman right there had, right?
It doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
I've punched humans before that have hurt my hand very much. It's not fun to punch bone.
Enough of this. You two are coming with me to get what you deserve. Let me down! You're crushing me. After a strange quartet speeds through the air high above the earth, later, a strange quartet speeds through the air high above the earth. Now, imagine this for a moment. Okay. Now, even if it was happening today, okay, you're out. Let's say you're out late one night, right? Or you're out at night, just happen to be taking a walk or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You look up, and this is what you see. How might you react to that?
Well, I'd be freaked out just seeing someone flying. It doesn't matter that it's four weirdos. It's someone's flying. That would be my initial
you
thought.
got him in one arm carrying a woman, and you got him like kind of got the other two by their collar there. And it's not technically flying; it's leaping. It's a leap, even though it looks like
that's what it would look like to me.
Yeah, I think it would look like that a lot to a lot of people, like he's flying. He did net an elevator.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
talking about pulling it.
Well,
up.
maybe you'll give Cross a little point there, huh?
I've got my notebook here.
All right, so let me see where we're at. Oh wow, I really did take a lot of time. We're already past the hour mark here. So
yeah.
So we'll probably still be able to get through the Slam Bradley, but that'll be it. I'll just breeze through this after we get through the story here. Superman deposits his burden outside a police station. Take them in and press a charge of attempted murder.
Deposits his burden, huh? That's not code for him going to the bathroom?
Huh?
That's not code for him going to the bathroom?
Deposits his burden outside a. It could be, but I don't think.
He took a dump on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
I'm a sad man. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, I get what you're doing. You're basically making a very
childish poop joke.
Childish, grotesque joke.
Yes. Poop jokes rule.
You can be certain I will. But when will I see you again? I must see you. I must. That is entirely in the hands of fate. Later, within the station, do you admit to the charge of attempted murder? No, At that moment, the pseudo-Superman sights Superman glaring through a window. Oh boy. Imagine that. You're about to say, no, we didn't try to kill anybody, and then the hero looks right at you. I mean, could you imagine that? It's like, you remember the old saying, if looks could kill?
Yeah, exactly.
In Superman's case, and later we find out he actually does have a look that could kill. It's him. If I'm not locked in a jail for protection, there's no telling what he'll do to me. I think that was more his thoughts.
Yes. Yeah.
It's true, but it's his fault. He hired me. You dirty double crosser. Throw those two vermin into the can.
Another poop joke. Right on.
Yeah, well, making allusion to a jail cell as a can or
Oh,
toy.
darn it. Okay.
More adventures of Superman will appear in forthcoming issues of Action Comics. Don't miss them. Acquiring super strength, muscle training, Venture Fist, and we'll just look through this because again so there's Chuck Dawson's story. I'll just kind of breeze through this so you guys can at least see the stuff. I don't think we'll have time to come back to read the Zatar or the Ted Thompson story. But
No, that took some time, but it was cool. It was worth it. It was it's the first Jimmy Olsen story, or Office Boy, as I like to call him.
well, that's what he was called at first. But
Yeah, he's quite the little twink with his bow tie and his blonde hair. And
well, he always had the bow tie, or at least throughout, up through his Silver Age. I think in modern times he doesn't have a bow tie, but throughout both his Golden Age and Silver Age appearances, he had the bow tie. There's one of Alger's stories, I believe.
Alger's funny.
Yeah. The Adventures of Marco Polo, illustrated by Sven Elvin. Singapore Sinjing, I guess. There's Tex Thompson.
That's Tex.
Double Trouble. And since we're
And
probably since we won't be able to read this, I'll just kind of give you a little synopsis here of the Tex Thompson story in this Double Trouble. It's a two-parter that continues in the next issue. What it revolves around is him basically coming upon his doppelganger, who ends up being the bad guy.
Okay.
You know what a doppelganger is, right?
Yeah, someone that looks like another person. So, and that seems to be a fairly common theme in these comics that we've seen.
Well, there is an old saying that there is somebody who looks exactly like you somewhere in the world, supposedly, for everybody. So. And I think you would have liked this story, Batgoat, because this does have some things to do with
Tex. Oh yeah, doing the piloty stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Chuckles, and here's another set of. Scoop Shanlin was another reporter type adventure.
You know, I did put on the sweatshirt, but I should just show. Even though I know he's not here, in case Tug, you're watching, this is the Sexy Toast shirt. I know he's not, but I had to show it off.
And then here's Zatara, the Master Magician, and the Emerald of Cheops by Fred Guarnier. And there's Tigress right there, I believe.
Hey, Robert's here. Hey, Robert, good to see you.
Hey, Robert. For those who just came in, if you can like and share the stream to see if we can get some more people here, that'd be appreciated. Hail Lord Xenu and hail Princess Xena, our only true saviors. So, and then there's Zatara and Kong, and I know a lot of people draw comparisons to Zatara with Mandrake, the magician from David McKay.
Sure, I remember Mandrake. Yeah,
Syndicate. So, of course, that is a traditional garb for a stage magician, though, the top hat and the business suit.
Yeah.
Look at that. There's a Tara. There's Tigress with a gun right there. Whoa!
Wow.
Ouch! She
Wow.
looks in the mirror and look at what's looking back at her, Batgoat.
That's pretty wild.
Oh, that would be horrific.
Yeah, scary. She turned into like an ogre.
No kidding. Asa Dawn. I guess that's one of the spells he's doing.
Doesn't he speak backward to do his spells?
Normally, yes, but in some of these stories, I don't know if earlier on they were trying to figure out if he was going to do it backwards or if he was just going to speak gibberish. Some of these stories had him doing spells and what would be like gibberish.
Okay.
But I don't know if they were still at that point still trying to decide what if they were going to have him speak his spells backwards or speaking in gibberish. Like abra, abracadabra. I'm gonna reach out and grab ya.
That's Steve Miller Band.
Uh-huh. Mr. Fumble.
Yeah.
We were actually reading a feature last week called Phil Fumble, or as part of the right.
Some of those fun old ads.
All right, so now we got to go back up top so we can go on to Detective Comics number 21. We'll read I'll go down. We'll look over the other features and pictures as we But I hope everybody's enjoying the story, enjoying the coverage here thus far.
Robert said, "Don't skip the ads." I know he's with me. He likes those old ads. Oh, it's too late now. You're already scrolling.
Well, because I know that because Superman being the lead feature was a 12-13 page story.
Mm-hmm.
And Slam Bradley's going to be even though it's a backup feature, it's going to be even though it's a headline feature, it's at the back of the book. Now, eventually, what will happen is the primary feature will be at the front of the book, and the secondary feature will be at the back of the book, and then they'll have a bunch of stories in between. We're getting to that point here as we will move on, but and you'll see that more when Batman debuts in Detective Comics 27. We're only 6 issues away from that. When we look at Detective Comics tonight, it'll be issue 21, which is 6 issues away from 27, which was the debut of Batman. Of course, the last time we covered DC, we talked about that we had the debut of the Crimson Avenger. All right, so now that we're back up here,
not to be confused with the Crimson Chin from Fairly Odd Parents fame.
Well, yeah, and because I think RJ was with me when we talked about it. The Crimson Avenger with Wing, his sidekick, had similarities to the Green Hornet.
Okay.
This is volume 1 of Detective Comics. As you saw there, it was there was a 2011 and 2016 versions, volume 2 and 3 respectively, I believe. But but this is one of the longer running comics all time. And think about it, this comic right here. This comic ran from 1937 to 2011. Superman ran for the first volume of Superman ran from 1938 to 2011. So that was a pretty, 73.
That's impressive. Yeah, that is very impressive.
Well, we have a few others that did as well. All right. Before I actually get into this, I do need to step away from the computer for a moment. So, Batgoat, you might be able to get your, Hangman.
Hangman.
So, I'll be right back. I gotta step away from the computer. I'll be right back.
Sorry about that. All right, I do have a word. Excuse me. If you guys want to play, 6 letters. Any guesses? If not, I already showed you the shirt. You want to see? Do you want to see my Jimmy Olsen drawing again? And let's see. So, six letters. Kind of starts off with an S. All right. S, huh? That was a good guess. So, 6th letter is S. This usually helps if I go like this. E is the next guess, correct? That, unfortunately, buys you a miss. So you can see it's the first miss letter of E. Any other ones? Okay. There we go. See, is it covered up? Yeah. Can you see Jimmy? He's saying, "Jawohl, Yummy." He's the office boy, the twink guy. He's taking pictures of the fashion show. Yeah. Jawohl. I don't know why I went there. I'm thinking of the Saturday Night Live Sprockets, Mike Myers. What the dance? This the pot on Sprockets for a dance. So I'm thinking Jimmy Olsen, that kind of office boy. That's how sick my mind is. I'm sorry. A T. A T is the next guess. And unfortunately, that was a bad one. So you were looking at 2 misses, an E and a T. You still have the S.
All right. So how are things at the
That's good. We got 3 guesses in, and one of them was a good one. So
you have an S, you have a T, and then across just asks for an O.
yeah, he's gunning. He's going for it. So all right. I'll type it out real quick. Oops.
So is O a correct guess?
It is. Okay, is that good?
Oh.
You got 3 out of the 6.
Huh. Well,
it's a slang word.
Yeah, I think I might know what it is. Shall I guess or?
I say we'll give Cross here another 15 seconds of delay here because he might want to throw out. He likes, as you can see, he likes throwing out those letters. Bang, 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 bang. Xmas when we dance. Like sprockets. So, all right, Mike, go for it.
All right. Oh, go with the guess.
Go with your guess.
Doofus.
Ding, ding, ding. You are correct, sir. 100%. It is indeed Doofus.
Yeah, I once I saw the O and the two O's and the S. The
double O, yeah.
And since there was no since you said E was not available, I was thinking Doofus.
Cross Comics hooked you up with the O. That was a good guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Robert was saying something about his father being German here.
Yeah, because I was talking about my Jimmy Olsen, my office boy Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah,
Jimmy Olsen.
This is the time boy. At Xmas when we dance.
Because I was talking about Sprockets, which is an old SNL routine. And he would say, right. Now's the part on Sprockets Bobby dance. And they would dance.
Okay, so now that we got all that, 64 pages of third. So here's Detective Conjure. We'll kind of breeze through it real quick. Anchors Away. That was a story. That's actually a feature in Adventure Comics.
It's a great song.
Flash of Poison. Whoa, look at that one. That woman's not happy. Speed Saunders here. This is Speed Saunders' story. I'm just gonna try to. I already know we're coming up on an hour and a half, so I know I gotta hurry pretty quick here to get the Slam story.
Well, I know it's like last week. You know, when you're not running into Nick time, people will tend to stay over a few minutes extra. It seems like.
Yeah.
Cross Comics says, I go with popular letters first. That's good strategy.
That's, I think, what most people do.
That's Chat's Christmas present.
Marshall here, a kind of Western range detective, a cowboy detective guy, spy. Another Siegel Schuster feature here, spied Bart Regan. We've read some of his stuff before. Before Superman debuted and all that. More of the superheroes. There's Sally and Bart right there.
Pew, pew, pew.
The Fu Manchu. And the thing is that the Slam story is, of course, the last story book. So, I'm Bruce Nelson and the Song of Death. Here's the Crimson Avenger right here.
There he is. All right.
Jim Chambers. Of course, as most of us who know something about DC lore, Crimson Avenger was Lee Travis, a newspaper publisher.
Who voiced Crimson Chin on Fairly Odd Parents?
I don't know because I never really watched.
Jay Leno. Bam. Man, I'm good. Every once in a while, I shine.
Yeah. See, Malone, District Attorney. Black and white here, of course. Here we go. Here's one of our favorite hard-boiled detectives right here. Let's see.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
Wonder if he's going to pick anyone up by the ankles and swing them around into a group of bad guys.
Well, maybe we'll just wait and see. So here's another one of Siegel and Schuster's characters. Bradley. So let's see what we got here. Within his penthouse suite, thousands of feet above the city's throngings, clamorous traffic. Clamorous traffic. Slam Bradley, adventurous detective, is engaged in a most peculiar diversion. Yippee! Some tossing! Screech! What the? Good heavens, sir. Were you attempting to murder me? Sorry if I clipped your mustache, pal. But you see, I had no idea you'd show up at this instant. We're not mind readers, you know. But you telephone the desk for the hotel manager. What's the idea of throwing a knife about as though you were a juggler? You see the map on the door? Well, wherever the blade landed, that's where we're heading for. You're leaving? But I thought you were satisfied with our royalty penthouse suite. Suite's okay, but all right, the suite's okay, but we've run through our last $10,000 in the last week.
Wow, that's big even for then.
Uh-huh. Batgoat, do you have your inflation calculator?
I'm gonna work on it here real quick. That's a lot of bread.
So $10,000 in October of 1938. What would that be in today's money?
$199,000, $199,395.74.
So $10,000 back in October 38 is what again?
Almost $200,000.
So almost 20 times the amount, basically.
Yeah, that is crazy.
The value of money going up 20 times in like 83 years.
But remember too that the numbers we're looking at right now are going to be drastically different from last year because this is the inflation calculator. It's using a couple different things. So the inflation right now is at 7.5%, and it was way lower than that last year. So numbers are already drastically different because of who's in charge of the United States.
Uh-huh. Now we've got to step out and get us a new pile. Besides, we're aching for action. So long. We'll be seeing you when and if we dig up about $8,000. But But where? But where are you going? Accor- um, According to where the knife landed, our next stop is Egypt. Um, you can expect a postcard from us if we can afford it. 2 tickets to Egypt. Adventure, romance. Here we go.
So he has all this cash from wherever. They blow
From
through it.
a
Hey, we're in a great hotel for a week, spending thousands of dollars. And then, hey, well, we're out of cash. Let's go somewhere in the world. All right. It makes very little rational sense.
Well, yeah, especially considering. Okay, well, I think I kind of know what's going. You know, maybe he's gonna go look for a job wherever the knife landed. Remember he is a private detective, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe he was. Maybe he was. Using the map, using the knife throwing technique on the map to figure out where his next case is gonna come from.
Yeah.
Gosh, I certainly hate to leave the USA. It's the best country in all the world.
Yeehaw.
Cheer up, pal. We'll be back. The steamer wends its way far out to sea, bringing Slam and Shorty closer and closer to a thrilling adventure. A week later, only a few more days, and we'll be in the the mysterious Orient. Oh, my head! I'm so seasick, but that time probably, by that time, I'll probably be a corpse. An eternity afterwards, look, land. Hooray! Boy, I'm so glad to see the honest to goodness soil that I won't take a bath for a week.
Dude, Shorty.
Yeah, that's gonna give girls right back out.
No, that's a bad idea.
I was joking. When I said that'll get them girls, I was joking. I was being sarcastic.
Yeah, that wouldn't work real good.
Yeah. Later, um, Cairo, Egypt. It's been years. Okay. Cairo, Egypt. It's been years since we last stopped off here. Yeah, and the place still smells just as bad. Oh, I hope there aren't any Egyptians nearby hearing him say that. They'll probably take one of their scimitars or something and try to take his head off. Slam Bradley, Slam Bradley, quickly the. Oh, wait, oh. Slam Bradley, quickly, the master must be informed at once that his old enemy has returned. This is kind of what I was telling you about earlier, Batgoat, that they'd indicated in the story that this would be one of his one of two recurring villains that
Okay.
Slam has. Now, granted, he doesn't appear again, but I go. The Arab messenger runs at full tilt through the streets. Evidently, the information he bears is of great importance. 10 minutes later, it was Slam Bradley. There can be no doubt. Kill him! Destroy him! He must not live to reach the English embassy. Slam! I think we're being followed. Yeah, boy. We just naturally attract trouble, I guess. As they pass through the narrow, dark alley, they are abruptly attacked by the two trailing thugs.
Oh, I thought those were just regular criminal dudes going after him.
Not two trailing thugs.
Cairo's got a little bit of crime against tourists. If you don't know that, you can look it up. If you step off any plane, boat, whatever, and walk through downtown Cairo like wee-hee and spinning around and taking pictures for your Instagram, you're going to end up losing money.
Yeah.
They take it from you.
Reminds me of the 80s song One Night in Bangkok. Remember that?
This is Egypt, though. Egypt's gross. Egypt's really nasty. They are bad to people there.
A welcoming committee. I'd have appreciated a brass band, but this is better than nothing at all. Uh-huh. Uh-oh. They're carrying knives. Have you missed my shorty voice, Batgoat?
Yeah, it's good. He's back. Shorty's back.
Gee, but this brings back sentimental memories.
He's so happy to be punching a dude. He's like, yes. It's been way too long since I cracked a jaw.
How do you like that?
Kicked him in the shin. Way to go, Shorty.
Look out, Slam! Abruptly, another Arab appears on the scene and effectively attends to Slam's cowardly attacker with a strangling cord. Thanks for the well-timed assistance, but how come you did it? No time for explanations. Police come. Follow, please. We'd better do what he says, Slam.
Speaking of what I said, and police, this is a well-known fact, and you can just search this on YouTube if you want. You have to go down a rabbit hole, and you have to look for it, but Egyptian police are known for shaking down tourists when you've got the scummy dudes that come out and they take a picture and then they want money from you, right? That's a typical scam thing. Say, no, I don't want it. You go ask a cop. The cop's always going to say, well, no, he did a favor. You have to give him money or you're going to get a ticket. That's kind of a well-known thing. Like, say, at the pyramids of Giza, things like that happens a lot. So I just find it funny knowing these little stories that I know.
Yeah. A few minutes later, when the police enter the alley, Slam and Shorty are nowhere in sight. This one's dead. This other one is unconscious. We'll learn what this is all about when we get him to headquarters. The captive Arab swiftly swallows a small pellet. A moment later, he shrieks and foams at the mouth in agony. Oh, he basically he's
got a cyanide pill or something. Yeah, that's pretty hardcore.
He's committing suicide. I guess we'll get nothing out of him. Yeah, I guess so. In a nearby doorway, good Lord, why did he do that? He knew that death was preferable to what would happen to him if his master learned he had failed in his mission. Where do you think he is leading us? Into a trap? I I've absolutely no idea. Enter. Well, I'll English embassy. Upon entering, they are led directly into the consul's presence. How are you, Slum? Well, strike me down. It it ain't Lord Atherton. Or if it ain't Lord Atherton. Atherton. I might have known it was you who supplied the guardian angel. As soon as I heard you'd landed, I sent Kathos to guard you. It's lucky I did. Eh, old man? Well, what goes on here? Who is this guy, Slam? Who is he? Just just the squarest shooting guy I ever pulled a 5 grand job for. The Lord and I are old friends, Shorty. I pulled off many a delicate job for him incognito. Let's see. Square shooting. So Batgoat, you want to explain to everybody what squarish shooting means?
It's calling someone square shooters like saying they're a good guy.
Or straight up, or
straight up, can be trusted.
Right. In that case, I'm pleased to meet ya. Any friend of Slam's is automatically my pal. The pleasure's mutual. Something's big down. Something's big doing. I can sense that all right, but I seem to be getting dense. So tell me slowly, of course, just what just what is in the wind. It's your old foe, Seth. That slimy rat. I thought I tended to him permanently on my last trip here. Since you kicked him out of the drug racket, he's turned to a worse trade, slave trafficking. We've tried to stamp out his foul activities, but he's an elusive as an eel. Why, we know he's right here in Cairo, but can't locate him. Will you give the old Satan the works for consideration, of course? It'll be a pleasure, Atherton. Why, I'd even pay you pay you for a chance to take that to take a sock at that polecat. That is, if I wasn't so financially um, embarrassed. Splendid, but be careful. All others assigned to this case have mysteriously disappeared. Yeah, but they they were they weren't Slam Bradley. What are your what are your plans? None at all. I'll let Seth do all the planning. If I know that lizard, and I do, he'll probably have me picked up for his personal inspection. Well, ta-ta, Lord Atherton. I see you. I see you. It'll be with the. Oh wait. Next time I see you, it'll be with the news that the slave ring is broken.
Mm-hmm.
I I sincerely hope so. You trail behind me. If you see anything happen to me, follow the trail if you can. Leave it to me. I'll stick so close. I'll be ahead of you. Yeah, I don't know if he wants you to stick super close.
That's not quite the point, Shorty.
Yeah, I think he wants you at a bit of a distance so that if he does get caught, you can follow surreptitiously.
Yes. Good
Right?
word. Good word. Absolutely.
Little use of vocabulary we learned earlier. Well,
Nice callback.
yeah. Slam walks jauntily along the street, tempting fate. I guess is what you were kind of talking about Egypt, Batgoat.
I was just being a jerk. I was saying like those guys with knives. I'm like, they're just regular people from Egypt running after them with
But you
knives.
were talking about how the police will shake you down and
They
people will
can.
do
I've been
this.
known to do it. And I just looked it up. I'm like, wait a minute, am I talking out my butt? And then I saw like DOD warns against travel here. What to do when traveling to Egypt? Like, yeah, it's not a place for novices to travel to.
Uh, any second, sudden death may befall upon him. May fall upon him. That's him. That's him emerging from the embassy. It's a pity one so handsome as he must die.
Okay.
And as the carriage rattles alongside Slam, a force a a for,
Pocketbook
a pocketbook drops from from it to his left,
to his feet.
uh, to his feet. Okay, you know sometimes with the way
The
these are
print's bad there. Yeah.
and this is him more thinking than actually saying the bait. Well, far be it that I should disappoint Seth and refuse to bite. Pardon, but you dropped your get in, Slam Bradley, and no tricks. Kidnapped in broad daylight. Wow! I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it. Apparently, that kind of stuff can happen in Egypt, though.
Mm-hmm. It can.
Entering the carriage as as commanded, Slam um, Slam learns that his captor is a woman. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was a woman. Oops. Oh, for a kidnapper, you've got the nicest eyes I ever saw. Don't be a fool. I wonder if the rest of her face measures up to her eyes. Slam being the man, huh?
Being slammed.
Suddenly, Slam's hand darts forward and snatches off the guide's veil. A honey, if I'm being taken to my death, at least it's in pleasant company. You shouldn't have done that. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this too, but it's a lot of fun.
That's my slam.
Oh boy. Oh, I can hear the salt now.
That's how you disarm a silly dame.
I can
Lip
hear
locker.
the salt now.
Slam rules. Way to go, bro.
It is carriage. The carriage enters a magnificent guarded estate.
As Slam puts his hand out the door, hanging up a sign that says, "If this carriage is a rockin', don't come a knockin'."
Yeah. Slam is jerked out of the carriage by 2 armed guards. Come. See you later, babe.
Yes. He's so awesome. I want a Slam Bradley t-shirt.
Yeah. Outside the estate, Shorty, who has followed in pursuit, saliva went down the wrong tube there. Anyways, comes to a decision. Slam may need my help. I've got to follow him into the place. Slam is led into the presence of Seth. Well, if it isn't Sourpuss #1 himself.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it took me a sec to figure out what that word was.
Yeah.
Hold your tongue, impertinent. Hold your impertinent tongue, or I'll have it torn out by the roots.
Ouch.
So, Slam Bradley, we meet again, but this time under different circumstances. Another minute, and I'll be safely over and in. Bradley's accomplice, Seth, will be pleased to see you. Did I say safely? Did I say safely?
Not so much, Shorty. Thought was there.
Behold, master, I found this insect attempting to penetrate your domain.
No insect.
Hi there! Throw him in a cell. I'll deal with him later. Are you a big help?
So I was like, thanks, Shorty. Coming through as always. My dog.
After Shorty has been removed from the room, and now to come down to brass tacks, what is your price? My price? My price? Certainly your price. Like myself, you are a money grabbing adventurer. Align yourself with me, and you can name your own price. Evil people. They always.
Normally, most good guys, you're like, hey, we always hear that, but with Slam, one of his eyes is crooked. Like, how much money are we talking about here? Because it's Slam.
You're right, Seth. Every man has his price. But I wonder if you'll consider mine. I knew you'd listen to reason. Name any price. Go ahead. Name one.
Now, as much junk as I was talking, you know his prices? Quit being a slimy, drug-dealing slave trafficker.
Well, we'll see. We'll see in a moment here.
He's still a good guy. He's going to do the right thing.
My price is a swift kick in the seat of your pants. That's slam for you.
That's my guy.
Dog, you shall receive a lesson in humility. Hassan, crush him until he whimpers at my feet for mercy. It shall be done, master. Stupid one, Hassan shall reduce you to a mass of quivering, groaning flesh. Quit bragging, you big bluff, and let's see some action. Bluff, huh? We call this side stepping. We call this sidestepping.
Sidestepping.
And this tripping.
He's telling him how he's kicking his butt as he's kicking his butt.
Yeah,
because he's Slam.
He is a cool guy, isn't he?
He rules.
Rising, Hassan bellows with rage and charges bull-like at Slam, head lowered. That's a mistake.
No, when you put your head down, you're asking for an uppercut.
In case you're interested, I know a dentist who will supply you with a new set of teeth, cheap.
Pow.
Son succeeds in seizing Slam about the waist. I kill. I heard you the first time. Bradley is doomed. No man has ever survived that grip. But with a quick twist, Slam causes Hassan to somersault against the wall and drop unconscious. So he threw him right into a wall there, it looks like.
Judo flipped him.
Alley-oop. He's bested Hassan. Kill him. Shoot him down.
Typical jerk.
Only a swift twist to one side prevents Slam from going down under the first bullet.
That's straight up Matrix moves right there. He's like...
Well, I don't think it's as much Matrix. I think it's more sidestepping again.
I know, but I'm joking around. He's like, it's slow motion. He's doing Matrix long before Matrix.
Yeah. Behind Slam, a curtain parts, and a hand emerges clenching a gun. What will happen here? Here's a gun. Take it. Thanks. Ow! Ow! My hand. Quite a difference if I'm armed too, huh? You. So you're the one who handed me the gun. Yes. I couldn't bear seeing you killed.
She wanted more of that Slam loving.
Uh-huh. There goes Seth through that doorway. Follow me. Please don't slay him. Please don't. They'll slay you. No, you don't. Oh, look, his shoe fell off. Look at the picture right there to the right.
He's running so quick his shoe falls off.
Yeah. Far ahead, Seth races for dear life. He knows that if Slam once gets his hands on him, he'll be just too bad. It'll just be too bad for him.
It's a shame too. A real expensive pair of Birkenstocks the guy was wearing.
I'm sure. Let's see. Yeah, we're already over.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we're right at 2 hours, but at this point, I don't care. I certainly don't care. Keep going because the story rocks.
Yeah. And apparently we're down to, well, I guess we're back up to one viewer. But oh boy. Toy's trying to get some.
What's that? Are you reading?
Yeah, I was reading Toy's last comment. The StreamYard's saying 0 people are watching, but YouTube's saying 1.
So. StreamYard's hiccup for a second there a while back. I didn't tell you anything, but it like stopped and I had to refresh. Like completely broke. So I don't know if that was on my end or yours.
Well, it's now saying 1 viewer at least. So, but anyways, back to the story here. Slam's pursuit of Seth carries him past the shrieking inmates of a harem.
All right.
Eek! Ah, pipe down. No one's gonna bother you. Eek! But as Slam charges into the adjoining chamber, take that, you stupid fool. It takes more than that to knock me out. Here's what you should have done. Oof.
Oof.
Where are your records of the slave traffic? Tell me, or you stay like this indefinitely. I'm strangling. I'm strangling. Tell me, I mean business. The papers are in the drawer of that desk. Now let me go. Slam eagerly rifles through the drawer. Fire! No! A complete record of every. Oh, I'm sorry. Sure enough, I thought the other guy was saying. Sure enough, a complete record of every chieftain and exact location of each of your filthy bands. While Slam's back is turned, a crafty expression creeps over Seth's face. Slowly, his hand moves beneath the desk edge and presses a concealed button. Oh yeah, the old concealed button trap door bit probably, right? Back
mm-hmm. All evil dudes have some kind of button. There it is.
Yeah. Beneath Slam's feet, a trap door falls open. What'd I tell you? Did I not see that coming?
It's a trap door every time. You called it.
That finishes you, Slam Bradley. Anybody else still here with us back up? Well, there's two of us here, so
It says 2 watching. Maybe Toys is watching in the background or something like that.
lurking and just not chatting that
Sure.
while not being counted.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had a good. I think had up to like 6 people at one point. So
Yeah.
good. And I know there's, I think, 6 likes there. Well, I know it says 7, but we already talked about that before. Anyways, Slam's hands desperately flail outward. One of them succeeds in gripping the trapdoor's edge. How pitiful a sight. If you let go with that hand, you'll be impaled upon the spikes beneath you. Another classic trap you've seen in a number of different forms, right?
Yeah, and he puts spikes in the bottom of the pit.
Yeah. Slam glances downward and represses a shudder beneath him. Range reveal score of long jagged spikes. Oh, and look at this. See the picture in the next panel there?
Yeah. Here it comes to
chuckling fiendishly. Seth Seth strides slowly forward and bloatingly raises his foot in preparation to preparation to stamping it down on Slam's helpless fingers. You see, Bradley, you are no match for me. If I could only take just one more poke at that puss of yours. At that instant, the girl who had befriended Slam enters the room. Stop! Stop! Don't do it! I won't let you kill him. I won't. Blast you! You'll die a traitor. The traitor's death. Atta girl! Look out! The trap door! Help! Help! We're falling! I don't care. We'll die, but he must live. Yeah! Slam hauls himself to safety. They both died, and if it hadn't been for that poor brave girl, it would be Slam alive? Yes, but if we want to continue to be that way, we'd better hurry out of here. Later, here you are, Lord Atherton. With this information, you'll be able to break the remnants of the slave ring. Yeah, you've done it. I knew you would. Please accept this $8,000 as a token of my appreciation. Please do, Slam. I insist. You need it, insist. You need it, insist. He'll take it. Several weeks later. Good heavens! Back from Egypt so soon, Mr. Bradley.
160 grand, roughly.
Oh, today is that what 88 grand would be?
Yeah. Which he'll spend in a week.
You're Uran, if you don't mind, we'll take our old suite again. Tell we ran out of money and some new adventure turns up. The end.
Wow. What a guy.
Yep. Just to get through those now.
Ooh,
Those
go back. See if Cross is still here with us. I want to see those guns. Huh? No, go back down. Oh. Go back down. Scroll down. Scroll down more. There we go. A little bit more.
Oh, the ad page.
Yeah.
The World Mike. They spell it like my name, but broadcast, talk, sing, play.
Check the scope. That's like a slideshow. Go down more. There was some guns. There's one. Blank cartridge pistol.
Yeah. Snappy yacht caps. Bro, your voice.
Television rifle. Yeah. Shoot it all year round.
A pistol cigarette case.
300 shots, 10 cents.
A pistol cigarette case for only $0.25.
Is it not even a lighter? You pop it open and pull a smoke out of your gun-looking thing? That's sweet. I want one of those.
There's some of your planes there, my friend.
Holy shit, really?
Look at that.
Oh, wingspan of 60 inches or 5 feet. Look at that. Giant flying plane. $1.50.
All right, so yeah, we got over 2 hours. Of course, we still have the niche history to do.
Yeah. Hook that up. Hook it up.
All right. So, anyways, well, I thank everybody for being here. I think it's Batgoat if you'll stick around for a couple minutes.
Sure, absolutely. Put my sweatshirt on so I'm not dying, but it looks like Cross. I gave Cross Comics 2 lulz points, and Toys only had 1 with that one joke there that I could understand. So yeah. I'm awarding Cross his very first lulz win.
Oh, I'll have to. If I see him later, I think he may have gone over to if they're doing it tonight. If they're doing Tism Schism on Chris.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll let him know.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, like I know Jeremy from the Quartering is streaming, and everyone's streaming tonight. But
it's Friday night too. It's kind of funny because
this is for Cross Comics.
Talking about that too on last Saturday. This time that I stream is but we still had a good show tonight in terms of
yes, for sure. The Superman story was great, honestly. Yeah. So I'm happy with that.
So yeah. So I'm glad I kind of changed my mind there at the last minute, but that was good because I only caught wind of that at the.
It was a good story, and it was long. We kept taking breaks in it, but it was fun. I mean, it was fun. It was a good one.
I had to take a break in between the 2 stories too.
Oh yeah.
Well, we had more commentary on it too, as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like we were taking breaks from the action because there was a lot to talk about too.
Yeah, which is what we like.
Lois tooling around dropping roofies in dudes' drinks.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, today being Friday, February the 18th, we're going to look back at this day in history. All right. So let's get that underway. And the first stop, we're going to go back 15 years ago. I'm going to go back 15 years ago, as on this date in 2007, from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, WWE held its No Way Out pay-per-view. No Way Out pay-per-view, which at the event saw in the main event of that show saw John Cena and Shawn Michaels defeat Batista and Undertaker in a tag team match. Bobby Lashley retained the ECW World Heavyweight Championship via DQ loss over Mr. Kennedy. The WWE Tag Team Champions Paul London and Brian Kendrick retained their titles over Deuce and Domino. Little interesting note. I don't know which. I think it was Deuce. Deuce was actually the son of Superfly Jimmy Snuka. I believe. So let's see. Kane defeated King Booker. Finley and Little Bastard defeated the Boogeyman. I believe Little Bastard. That's the guy who ended up becoming Hornswoggle. Um,
Okay.
and then in a cruiserweight open match, Chavo Guerrero defeated champion Gregory Helms, Davari, Funaki, Jamie Noble, Jimmy Wang Yang, Scotty 2 Hottie, and Shannon Moore. We also saw the Hardy Boys team up with Chris Benoit to defeat M and Montel and MVP. M was made up of Joey Mercury, Johnny Nitro, who would later become John Morrison, and Melina. So that was back in 2007, 15 years ago, the No Way Out pay-per-view. So moving on to the next piece of niche history. Let's see. Okay, going to 2012, 10 years ago today. On this date in 2012, on the Hub Network, debuted the animated series Transformers Rescue Bots. Transformers Rescue Bots debuted on the Hub on this date back in 2012, 10 years ago today.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
I watched that whole thing. It was right after I quit being a paramedic. That was in 2015. And they were just starting to play it first run on Netflix.
Well, okay, yeah, because according to this, from 2012 to 2014, it ran on the Hub Network, and then went over to Discovery Family in 2014 to 2016. So,
and maybe it was 2016 too that Netflix picked it up, or after that run would be my guess.
But on this date in 2012, Transformers Rescue Bots debuted on the Hub Network.
It was kind of a fun little show. I liked it.
Moving on to the next piece of niche history. We head to 2015. On this date in 2015, which was 7 years ago today, Lazarus number 15, the 15th issue of Lazarus from Image Comic, went on sale on this date. I think this might have been, let's see, no, it wasn't, but part of the reason why I decided to highlight this one, because this isn't like the big two. There's Image Comics, which is like third, but still, it's still considered a milestone. So the 15th issue of Lazarus from Image Comics went on sale on this date for $3.50. It was 32 pages. So that was, even for then, that was probably pretty pricey. Actually, that was still cheap, because by then comics are now what, $5-6 now.
Yeah.
So
I don't buy them, but I just hear Clownfish and Yellow Flash and whoever talking about them. People that do buy them. And
the last piece of niche history that we will look at here goes back. Oops, kind of goofed there. Hit the wrong button. Let's see. On this date. Oh wait, actually, let's see. Yeah, when was this? Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. On this date, 5 years ago today, A1 Pictures, Sword Art Online, the movie Ordinal Scale, premiered in Japanese theaters on this date back in 2017. 5 years ago today, Sword Art Online, the movie Ordinal Scale, of course, based on the popular MMORPG anime Sword Art Online, debuted in movie theaters on this date back in 2017. So that's a mouthful.
Very popular title, as we know. That is a big title, correct?
Yeah, that's a pretty popular title in the
anime franchise, whatever. Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, I thank everybody for being here. I thank everybody for all the likes and shares. Thank you, Robert and Rick, for showing up, and toys.
Of course. Hopefully, we'll see you, Woody, and our other fellers will come back. But that's cool. Keep rocking it out like we have been.
We're even getting. I guess people are chiming in now because now we're back up to 3 viewers. Anyways, guys, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I thank you for all the likes and shares, and I hope
If
to
it
see
warms
everybody
up, I'll
back
see you
here.
guys in the next week.
Yeah, I hope to see everybody back here on Monday. Bye.